Hi everyone, my name is Xiaorui Fan. Today I am going to talk about the introduction to valuation. As you can see from the graph, the variables time and money have a positive relationship. The value of money increases as time grows. Money has a time value because it can be invested to make more money. So I will teach you what is the time value of money today. Now, I will start with some key terms. First, the present value refers to the earlier money on a timeline. So PV is the current worth of a future sum of money in period 0, as we can see from the picture. The future value is what the dollar or amount of money will be worth if it earns interest for a specific time. In terms of interest rate, it is the exchange rate between present value and the future value. There are two main types of interest rate. One is the simple interest rate. The idea of simple interest is paying the same amount of interest every year. The other one is compound interest rate, means we earn interest on principal and reinvested interest. So with compounding, we work out the interest rate for the first period, add it the total, and then calculate the interest for the next period, and so on. So there is an example. Suppose Jane invests 1,000 for 1 year at 5% interest rate per year. What is the future value in 1 year? For solving this problem, first we need to find the interest. So the interest will be the principal times the interest rate, which equals to 1,000 times 5% here. And then we are able to find the value in 1 year. And that will be the sum of principal and interest, which equals to 1,000 plus 1,000 times 5%. And it is 1,050. Then, suppose Jane leaves the money in for another year. How much will Jane have 2 years from now? So there are two ways to solve it. For finding future value with simple interest, we just need to add interest twice to the principal, since simple interest is paying the same amount of interest every year. So we just need to plus the 1,000 and twice the interest rate together, and it will equal to 1,100. However, for compounding interest, in the second year, interest will be earned not only on the principal of 1,000, but also on the 50 of interest earned. So we need to time the 1.05 again to calculate the future value. So that is the 1,000 times 1.05 to the power of 2, and the future value with compound interest rate will be 1,102.5. So we just found out the future value general formula here, and it is future value equals to present value times 1 plus r to the power of n. So the PV here represents present value, and R is the interest rate. N is the number of periods, which is the time. And FV is the future value we have just talked about. As you can see, there are 4 parts to this equation. So if we know any 3 of them, we are able to solve for the 4th. And we can do this by rearranging the formula. So now you are able to work out the present value, interest value, and also the number of periods. You can solve those problems by simply plugging in numbers to those equations. And here are some examples for you. Now suppose you believe that you can earn 8% interest rate per year. How much will you have in 15 years if you invested 500 today? So since you invest 500 today, the present value will be 500 and the R is 8% and N, the number of periods, is 15 years. So the future value equals to present value times 1 plus R to the power of N, which equals to 500 times 1.08 to the power of 15, and that is 1586.08. Then how much you need to invest today for getting 2000 in 15 years? So from this question, we can find that the R is 8% and the N is 15 years as the previous one. But we also get the future value here. The future value is 2000. So now we have to compute the present value, and present value equals to future value divided by 1 plus R to the power of N, which equals to 2000 divided by 1.08 to the power of 15. And the answer is 630.48. And here is another example. Suppose you are offered an investment that will allow you to double your money in 6 years. You have 10,000 to invest, and what is the implied rate of interest? So for this question, we can find that the present value is 10,000 and the future value is 20,000 since the money in the future doubled. And the N is 6 years, so we can find R by simply plugging in the numbers. So the R equals to 20,000 divided by 10,000 to the power of 1/6 and minus 1, which equals to 12.25%. Okay, now this is the final example. So you want to purchase a new car and you are willing to pay 20,000 if you can invest at 10% per year and you currently have 15,000. How long will it be before you have enough money to pay cash for the car? So we can see that the 20,000 is the future value and 15,000 is the present value. So we also know the interest rate is 10%. Now we have to compute the time. So N equals to ln FV divided by PV and divided by ln 1 plus R. So equals to ln 20,000 divided by 15,000 and divided by ln 1.1, and the answer is 3.02 years. So now you should be able to distinguish compound and simple interest rate, And you should also be able to compute the future value, present value, the number of periods, and the interest rate using the given formula. And for more detailed examples, quizzes, and derivations of formulas, please visit my WordPress site. Thank you.